number one ruckman. He needed Paddy Ryder to ride shotgun there for a while. He's like a Goldie now. He loves the number one position and do 95% of the ruck work on ball.
So whoever wins tonight will finish the weekend in fourth spot. Build me a case for the Saints.
I think defensively, that's their go tonight. If they can just halter the ball movement of the Ds, and more importantly, I think their kicking game, especially if they can get that going, the man on screen's very good at it. That's their go-to here in this game of footy. It's going to be off turnover where they're going to give their forwards the best opportunity to score, and it's where they create those turnovers, not allowing the Ds to get back through the corridor.
I'll build you a case for it. Max King takes overhead marks on Stephen May. Then you're actually looking at saying, we're pretty helpless down there. Max King at some stage has to take this sport by the scruff of the neck and show the competition he's capable of outmarking the very, very best defenders. The one who'll get off the chain, that won't happen because May's such a good player. The one who'll get off the chain is Mitch Owens. He'll get Webster. And Webster's their troubleshooting, mid-sized range defender. And Owens is a serious player. He's still only in his second full year, but he is a seriously good player. And he's capable of doing things that could lead to 4, 5, 6 goals in a half of football.
Petrarca starting forward.
Some of the best names in the game featuring at Marvel Stadium tonight. It is 5th v 4th. Let's go to the first quarter.
He was initially hit forward by Gorm. 150 games for Jack Steele. No prior opportunity. What a player's become Jack Steele. The inspirational Gorn looking for Viney. Wanganeen-Milera sends it forward. Max King in front was May, picked up by Butler. Max King's got a little bit of a stinger on that shoulder. Let's hope that is nothing more than just a little jolt early. I know he missed the first 10 rounds with that shoulder, and he's just making his way to the interchange race. So that is a big early story in this game as Stephen May does what he does better than just about anyone else, an intercept mark. We'll get down to Daisy Thomas shortly and find out what the story is with Max King.
Max King coming from the ground, as you can see, left shoulder. That's the one that he injured throughout the pre-season, had the surgery on. Looks in some serious discomfort going straight down the race. Not good signs early for the Saints.
Petty to Sparrow on the outer side of the ground. Owens. It's in front and intercepts.
It's a terrific forward play by Owens. Getting up the ground, getting involved defensively.
Back to half forward. May and Lever are there. May up with one hand. Petty stayed down, took possession. Off to Langdon. Back he goes to Rivers. Around the boundary line to Langdon again. Back with the flight. Howard over the top. Melksham can't mark. And seen over the boundary line by the returning Cordy. So here is the incident. Very innocuous there with King, but you can see the discomfort immediately.
Just that position that the arm came down from and immediately grabbed at that left shoulder.
Hard to watch that, isn't it? Max King, just how vital he is for the Saints in their future. Let's hope it's nothing serious. We'll keep you updated on that. Here's Viney sharing it with Brayshaw. Melksham goes back with courage. Howard's got to work hard. He put his head down. Petrarca, the power to get through. Cosy Pickett lurking with intent. Alex Neil-Bullen, oh, brilliantly done. Kept his feet and scored the first goal for Melbourne. Alex Neil-Bullen delivers the first for the D's. Super consistent performer. And they did well to keep that one alive. Having a little chat there with his teammate, Lockie Hunter. Nice start, that one for Melbourne.
Just a good contest there by Melksham. Gets the ball to ground, and then the D's hunting the ball, keeping it alive. Just a little concern if you're a St Kilda supporter. Just hasn't been a really closing of space defensively, allowing Melbourne to walk around them. They want to be tightening up around the ball.
Umpire's going to do it again. So Neil-Bullen with the first. He's kicked a single goal in 11 games this season. Hasn't kicked multiple goals in a game, but he's given himself a good chance tonight with an early one. Viney, brilliant last week. And past those, Sinclair gets on the end of it. Helicopter kick forward. Well played by Ross. Strong. Filippo dumps it inside the 50. Caminiti hands to it, no mark. He wanted front on contact, no free kick. Petty comes away. McVie up to Langdon. Low ball. Woden can't mark. He's held by the arm. He's not going to be able to get rid of it. Wanganeen-Milera wins a holding the ball free kick.
It's much better from St Kilda. The kicker was under pressure, and then Wanganeen-Milera effectively put on a really strong tackle. And that ability to create opportunities from forward 50 entries, it might not be a mark, but it's a repeat opportunity through pressure. That's what you want to see if you're a St Kilda supporter.
So Woden stands the mark about 48 metres from goal. Wanganeen-Milera tries to pass. McVie runs interference. Sparrow back to Langdon, clearing ball.
Here's Pickett. Ben Brown gets involved, shovels a handball to Viney. Well done, Jack Steele to Webster. High floater, Caminiti from behind, and May. Such a towering presence in that part of the ground. The D's are going to release through Rivers. Brave kick, well read Wilkie. 101st game in a row, has not missed since debuting in round 1 2019. He goes short to Gresham. Back to Cal Wilkie. Play on's the call. He crafts a nice kick. I think he was shaping it to Billings, but Jack Steele in game 150 can kick the first for the Saints.
It's terrific by Wilkie. He read the ball really early, came off Melksham and caused the intercept mark. And this is what St Kilda are going to have to do with Max King being off the field. They're going to have to be more creative, more patient, change the angles, find the shorts rather than just bombing it to May and Lever consistently.
What can the captain do in game 150? Jack Steele can celebrate with the first goal for St Kilda. Just been an outstanding player, Jack Steele. National Ferris winner in 20 and 21. He's been top 5 in each of the past, top 3 in each of the past 5 seasons, Jack Steele, and that was the perfect reply.
Terrific. Just have a look at the top of the screen here. Wilkie just comes off his man, attacks the ball, and then starts the chain that leads to the Jack Steele goal. And Daisy, you got an update on Max King.
Yeah, bad news for the Saints. Max King out of the game with that left shoulder, went straight down the race, was down there for a couple of minutes. He just put the paperwork in. The sub has been made. So Ryan Burns, who was the starting sub, gets his opportunity tonight.
Marshall thumps it forward out of the middle of the ground. Beautifully taken by Sharman. Off to Ross, over his head. Billings gets involved. Sinclair top of the 50. Kicks to full forward. Butler and Caminiti come out. Oh, what a mark! Filippo! Spectacular in front. Legs going everywhere. Eyes on the ball. He's directly in front, 20 out.
You just love the talent that he's shown in his first year and the athleticism that he's got and the concentration to be able to contort the body around and keep your eye on the ball and take a mark running back with the flight.
To put the Saints in front. He's pushed it. He does put them in front, but not in the method they might have liked. It's gone through. It's a goal. They will have a look at this on the way back. Was it touched off the boot? Certainly flirted with the left post. Stephen May's not sure. Just didn't look to have quite the right trajectory on that kick or flight on the kick.
Set up 666.
So
666.
that's all being verified in the background. So we know St Kilda is in front, but how? With a goal or a behind? Was this touched? What did you think naked eye, Joe?
The ball came off so strangely that it felt like there must have been some...
complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball deviate as it passes the Melbourne defender's right hand. Decision on scoreboard.
So that's going to be a kick in to Melbourne and a 1-point lead to the Saints.
Let's just have a look at Jack Viney's. We went up by so we all knew it was touched, and you made us line up in the 666. What's going on? Oh. That is the procedure. Automatically reviewed.
All clear. Here you go.
So the players were convinced that Ross Lyon has got a bit to think about it. If you just joined us, the big breaking story. Max King, in the first play of the game, has been subbed out with a shoulder issue. We know he missed the first 9 games with that same shoulder. So we've got our thoughts with Max and hoping that it's not as bad. The Saints could have to find another avenue to goal, but they've started with some intensity here, Joe.
Absolutely. Ross Lyon would be thrilled with the forward pressure that they're putting on, really making it hard for Melbourne to exit their defensive 50.
No St Kilda ruck, no nomination. And Grundy gets it out. Spargo dispossessed. Jones on return, first game of the season. Great tackle on Viney. Caminiti got hold of him. Ross, Crouch, got it up. Jones, Stocker on his left, round the corner. Got it, no! And so Stocker lining up that time.
Those young athletic Saints forwards, Caminiti that time closing space from behind, affecting the tackle. We saw Filippo with the mark. That's what would be really pleasing Ross early on. St Kilda pressure.
So with that too, Zaine Cordy has read that like a book off the fullback kick in. And his first game since round 7 can go back and shoot.
Not for the first time. We've seen really good concentration from a Saints forward. Just following the ball. Mitch Owies did it earlier on. Affected intercept mark in the forward half, and Zaine Cordy coming in is going to be a big in now with King's absence.
That's centre half forward. 2016, he kicked the second goal of that grand final. That wasn't the clearest connection. Judd McVee's been well dispossessed by Caminiti, trying to keep it in. Getting it out was Langdon.
I do get the sense, Darcy, you could probably name the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth goal kicker in that game for the Western Bulldogs.
I've seen it a couple of times, Nico.
The Saints pressure intensity really good so far.
It's a magical day that day. At the back, Gresham worked his way through. Filippo gave it up to Jordan. Grundy back to Salem. He was closed down. Butler's kick smothered. Taken by Sharman. This time, no. They're peppering away the Saints. Missing narrowly that time. If hitting the woodwork.
Yeah, if you're Melbourne, you don't want to be over handballing in your back line. You get it on the boot. The pressure is really hot. You've got to recognise that and just take territory. Don't want to be flipping it around, creating more opportunities. St Kilda are really on with their defensive pressure in their forward half.
Half of St Kilda's disposals so far have been inside their forward 50. That is how prominent they have been in their forward half of the ground. Look at the pressure that's being applied everywhere. Fighting his way through Jordan. That was a nice ball out wide into the path of Ed Langdon, the running man. Sends it long, and defensive effort from Cordy was good. He's covering some ground of his own, Zaine Cordy. Daisy's getting back to you. What are your thoughts? Is it a reshuffle as that one heads towards Wilkie, goes out of bounds? Max King out for the game. You feel like they're going to have to change their structure?
Yeah, they'll certainly have to have a look at the magnets. Whether or not, Ross said at the start in that interview with us that they were going in a touch taller, so there now becomes the option to go in shorter, of course, with the likes of Gresham down there, also Butler, and really test that Melbourne defence with May and Lever at ground level with that dirty ball that's coming in. Their pressure down here in this early parts of this one has been absolutely outstanding.
Gawn's tap, well read by Crouch, kicks to the middle. It goes Owens, can't mark. Billings got it back. Butler. Tackle dispossessed. Langdon knocked it towards May. Brayshaw, Lever under pressure. Was he pulled off it? Billings. Owens, great kick. Gresham, he can get it done from here. There's one for the Saints. Reward for effort. This is really encouraging from St Kilda early. creating opportunities. Gresham finally kicking a major to give them some nourishment.
Just see this St Kilda pressure. It's been red hot this first quarter, and just behind the goals, that really clever kick from Mitch Jones. If he had blazed away, he'd kicked it directly into a Melbourne player. And Daisy, you've got an update on Seb Ross. Yeah,
bad news again from the Saints. Bad to worse for them. Max King out of the game early. Seb Ross now out of this one with a right hamstring. He's on the bench, having the ice applied, putting the jacket on as we speak.
That is horrid news, Daisy. King and Ross out this early stage of the game. Saints have started in brilliant fashion. There's a nice tackle from Butler, and once again they trap it inside their forward 50. So that is a tale of woe right there. The St Kilda bench, Max King and Seb Ross out for the game. Feels like a long road back in some ways, doesn't it, Joe? 2 down of that quality early is going to be tough.
The way they're playing is based off effort and intensity and their defensively. So hopefully they can cover the losses of these big players in the way and the style in which they're playing.
Grundy tries to squeeze a hand pass through legs. Butler tackled. So Seb Ross, what a fierce competitor he is. Grundy the tap down. Melbourne defence under sustained pressure. Jones is keen to have an impact. He'd be like a caged lion, having not played all season. Achilles injury has kept him just to the 2 games he's played in the VFL prior to coming back into the seniors. Butler dispossessed. Sparrow. McVee. Marshall comes to meet it. Tackled. Brayshaw got him. He dropped it. Somehow got boot to ball. It was like a drop kick. Jordan, though, got it. Petrarca. Neil Bullen's caught by Steele. The Steele trap. Umpire says mine.
Felt like he had a lot of time there to make a decision. Max, wrong. That's a holding the ball from mine.
It looked like it, Joe, didn't it? And he did well, Jack Steele, just to turn the tackle at the last minute to make sure it wasn't in the back. Saints are absolutely on top here, every part of the ground, apart from the interchange bench, which is a bit of a horror story for the post kick. Inside forward 50, Wood picks it up, snaps and goes. 3 in a row, the Saints. Could not have started in much better fashion. Really impressive goal that was too. Mason Wood, there wasn't a lot of margin for error. They look really sharp.
Well, again, just kicking into an even-numbered forward line, and St Kilda's ground level pressure has been fantastic. 10-2 inside 50s. Ross Lyon talked about controlling the territory, being able to score in the forward half rather than having to come all the way through a Melbourne defence that gets you set. And 79% time in forward half. He'd be thrilled with how St Kilda have started this game.
7 forward half turnovers. Sparrow gets Viney moving. Jordan, away come the D's. Off to Neil Bullen. Won't be caught this time. Goes the pass to Grundy rather than the shot at goal. Langdon. Spargo. Tight on the boundary. Awkward kick. Great pick up Melksham. And kicking plenty of goals in the VFL. Squaring ball towards Hunter. Hunter taken out.
Thanks, Jack. There we go. Who's on the mark? Good to see you. Thank you.
Burns, the offender, he came on as the sub early stages. If you weren't with us, unfortunately, King subbed out with a shoulder injury. Hunter for the Demons second. They needed that. Made an instant impact as a Demon, Lockie Hunter, having a good year. all the momentum with St Kilda in the first quarter, so that was a really important one for the D's, taking it up the other end. Had too many opportunities. Hunter gets the free kick and is able to slot it from close range.
Well, Daisy, you talked about before the game that Jake Melksham will always come up to meet the ball, and he did a really good job here of just coming up and finding Hunter with a squaring kick.
He certainly adds a different dynamic to that forward line. A lot of them have the bus stop leads with the hand up saying kick it long to a dangerous spot. Melksham's the one who presents, as we saw there, chest out, shoulders out, demands the kicker's eyes and demands the footy crisp below his feet there. Nice dish off, nice goal.
Grundy's second effort was outstanding. Always been a feature of his ruck work. Neil Bullen has had a big impact early. Ben Brown, extended arms, very hard to defend. And they can go back to back here as he goes on his traditional 60-metre run-up.
That was really good play from Neil Bullen. Sees parted, he had some space, and then a great kick to Ben Brown, who again came up at the footy, led to the kicker's eyes, and the kick was perfectly placed.
He was back last week in Alice Springs, his first game after an 8-week stint in the VFL. Tough conditions up there in Alice for a tall forward. Confidence booster coming up for Ben Brown. He nails it. Nice reply this from the D's. 2 quick goals, Lockie Hunter and Ben Brown, after the Saints kicked 3 in a row. Just to see what part Ben Brown plays in the forward makeup. Had to fight his way back into the side.
See Alex Neil-Bullen calling for the forwards to come at him. Ben Brown's another one that will always come to the kicker, and I think it's really important that you have a blend of forwards who do different things. Melksham and Brown are going to attract the ball and come at it. Others will stand back and wait for it, favoured side.
First time in their past 10 quarters, Melbourne, they've kicked more than 2 goals in a term. Petrarca over the head of Viney. Sinclair, Crouch, Burns, not certain, feeds it infield, might work out. Steele loops it over to Webster in the bullseye. He's got Sharman running for him. Sharman now inside the 50. Out comes Caminiti. McVie takes them on. Butler caught him. Umpire Nick Foot will ball it up.
Thanks, John. Tough. Max, St Kilda.
Max and St Kilda was the call for Caminiti. Wasn't easily identified on that occasion. Starting out in his career.
That's 9 forward, 50 tackles for St Kilda already. Real pressure around the footy.
There is big Max, who's wrapped up. Jack Steele trying to reef it out of his hands.
Max, Anthony, hold that meter.
He's learned his name on the run.
Yes, impressive. Langdon slipped little handballs. Okay to Bowie. Stocked him well. Defended Spargo, and then made sure they didn't do any damage as they came up against the fencing.
Max. Rowan.
So Gawn and Marshall, who are the premier ruckman in the competition. Crouch didn't quite get a good piece of that. Pickett away to Jordan, away to Sparrow. The D's are getting some run in their legs now. Viney been so instrumental for them in the absence of Oliver. Kicks towards full forward. Melksham gets it to ground level. Petrarca knocked it out. Woden in the pocket. Squaring ball on his left boot. Spargo was there, can't take it. Langdon gets boot to ball. He might have jagged this. He has. Come up and celebrate. So the D's have hit the front on the back of 3 consecutive goals after St Kilda got out to an early lead here. The lead was 15 points at the 16-minute mark. And now goals to Hunter, Brown and Langdon. Melbourne, 3 points to the good. And critically for Melbourne, no blemishes.
Just have a look at these stoppages. St Kilda really conscious of having an even number forward line, so they're going to be low number stoppages. And Daisy, you like the way in which Melbourne are kicking and entering the ball into their forward line.
You can see on a couple of occasions now, Melksham got the ball in the forward pocket, targeted the hot spot. Neil Bullen had a chance to break 50, have a shot. He went short to Grundy instead. No surprise that they're 4 goals straight, because they're getting high percentage shots on goals from dangerous spots on the ground.
We enjoy that 4 straight too, Daisy. We've spoken a lot about their kicking woes. Since round 10, they're the worst in the competition on that stat. Lever combining with Rivers, and now Bowie, who finds Lockie Hunter tucked up along the boundary line. Able to share it with Salem. They love to get this running game going. Brayshaw, that sold Neil Bullen into real trouble. Alex Neil Bullen turns around and not sure that was where I wanted to receive it.
No, he saw Howard coming straight at him and looked at his teammate and said, "You've got to take care of me every now and again."
Marshall bodies up on Gawn. It falls at their feet by Woden. Right idea with the hand pass, but Steele got in the road now. Tackles Viney. Jack Viney coming off a career-high 41 possessions last week. Those conditions were right up his alley in Alice Springs. Knocked down by Marshall. Brayshaw knocked off it by Crouch. Marshall, Steele. Crouch comes away, calls for movement around the boundary. What a pick-up, Owens. Phillippo a spin. These youngsters are exciting. Billings tapped it onto Gresham. Gresham turned it over. Salem marks and can repel for Melbourne. Oh, that's not his best.
So a little bit of a challenge to Stephen May, who wasn't in the slightest bit concerned about it. Now there's a little bit more drama. Credit to the forward pressure of the Saints. Nice hands, Ben Brown, a long lead out in front of Howard. There's the big change of direction kick. Lever with all the experience and time to share it with May. They transferred it directly back to this Medallion Club wing side. Showed a bit of it. Oh, Owens, he's a great competitor. So too is Viney. There's an understatement. Both committed their bodies full-chested. What a great kick on May's gone. A big hanger and taking it, if you don't mind, Stephen May. Brilliant mark.
That was a beauty. Lever with a little dance move. Neil Bullen on the wing. A well-weighted pass for him. There was a time when Melbourne fans and players sort of resented the 3.1 kilometre road trip from the MCG to Marvel. They lost 22 games in a row here from 08 to the end of 2015. Marshall goes back to defend. They've actually won 10 of their past 13 here, Melbourne. So that record's been put in the background. Owens had a bright start. Phillippo waited for it. May came hard at it. Webster, a toe poke. Cordy comes to meet it. Look at Viney, the bull terrier. Latched onto his leg. Rivers back to Salem, who finds Hunter near the boundary line at the gates.
A little slow to get up. Jack Viney post that, but all clear. You can see in the right of your screen there. He just is kamikaze, Jack Viney. Accepting that on the lead. How long a kick he can be, Max, when he winds up, and he does exactly that. Dumps a high ball. Petrarca in front. Howard. Stocker's got to be smart here to get his way through it. Sinclair having another outstanding season, Jack Sinclair. And he gets it back from Wanganeen-Milera.
Sinclair short to Owens. Wanganeen-Milera through the corridor. Out wide towards Butler. Bowie goes with him. Burns a sidestep. It opens up for Ryan Burns. Feeds the hand pass to Wilkie. Off to Wanganeen-Milera. Where does he go? McVie closes him down. High up and under. Gresham wants to fly. Tries to punch, but standing his ground in front. Sparrow takes the mark. A strong one for the D's.
Always get nervous, Joe, when Melbourne start taking intercept marks in their defence. They are so good at it, and it really sets up their game, doesn't it?
Yeah, St Kilda are just starting to be a little bit too predictable with the way they're entering their forward 50, and as Melbourne have gotten more ascendancy, they're doing it from further back, which means Melbourne are able to drop off and read cues just like that.
And McPhee saw Max score, and they are dangerous here. This is Tajway Woden on debut, had some nice touches early. Petrarca, too smart, too good, too quick. Another goal to Melbourne. So the D's strike back with 4 goals in a row. Sense Petrarca may spend some more forward time tonight, and he's just so powerful in that one-on-one situation. Too good.
But just ability to intercept the ball and then change the angle, that's the critical part. The whole ground is open because of those quick turnovers, and then you come through the corridor, and Daisy touched on about where they were having the shots on goal. Their accuracy is no problem tonight because of where they're kicking their shots from, coming through the corridor, getting to a hot spot. 100% conversion.
15 inside 50, St Kilda to 8 Melbourne, yet 5 goals Melbourne, 3 goals St Kilda. And they do something about it here, the Saints. Marshall taps it. Wood feeds it to Sinclair. Sinclair goes to full forward. Bowie comes out as if he's on the lead and takes the mark. Another intercept mark in defence for Melbourne. It's all too frequent at the moment from a St Kilda perspective. Rivers and Petty combined. Rivers still in a bind though. Lever near the boundary. Kicks to the wing. Marshall floats back.
Getting rid of the handball out of my defensive 50 if I'm Melbourne. I just think it's just praying, feeding into how St Kilda want the ball. They want to be able to apply this pressure and then create a turnover like that. Melbourne are better off kicking the ball out of their defensive 50.
Melbourne have had 7 intercept marks so far in this first quarter, 6 of them inside 50, and Bowie nearly making it a 7th there. Picked up by Steele, hands it off to Gresham. Wanganeen-Milera has got good skills, and that was the right target to hit. Presenting out and accepting it on the lead.
Makes such a big difference when you get the hands in great ball users. St Kilda have got a couple of them on that half-back line, and they're able to drift forward when they've got better territory in possession, and just makes the right decision. We see they've had a lot of time in forward half, a lot of opportunities, important conversion here.
15-7 for Anthony Caminiti this year. He's had an outstanding season. He just steers that one a little to the right and easily taken care of back there. Brodie Grundy back doing the defensive work.
Move out. Move out.
So Clayton Oliver, we heard part of the game from Simon Goodwin, still at least 3 to 4 weeks away. He did say there is tendon issue. It's giving him some grief with the hamstring. Wood, Steele, Wilkie. Saints come again. Owens the target. Caminiti flies. Lever hand stood as well. Filippo looking for support. Sinclair, an underground hand pass. Brayshaw read it well. Filippo a spin, a snap. Filippo hit the top of the post. Well, it's like a trick shot, but it's only worth 1, Joe.
Well, you just love the enthusiasm of these young St Kilda forwards. They're prepared to fly at anything. Caminiti almost took a great mark then, and Filippo just backs his skill in, and Melbourne look like they're in real trouble when they're trying to handball their way out of their back 50. St Kilda's pressure too good.
Saints' 3rd poster for this quarter. Max Gawn well tackled by Jack Steele. Ferocious around the contest. Look at Viney burrowing in. As Nico said, career high numbers last week. Jack Viney, here's Petrarca. Missed the target of Brown, and it will be a boundary throw in right in front of the interchange race down there.
It's been a really entertaining, high-quality first quarter from both sides. Bodes well for the game.
Roved by Brayshaw. Tumble punt over Max Gawn's head. That's no small achievement. Need to meet it. Howard hacks it clear. Brayshaw waits and accepts obligingly on the siren. Such a bright start from St Kilda. Brayshaw's gone, why not? I'll have a ping.
Has he got a torpedo in him here? And that's the only option.
He's having a good old look, assessing. sizing it up, and that's the position we want to see the ball in if he's going to bang one through from long range. Malcolm Blight or Toby Green or Mitch Duncan style. Hasn't hit it too badly, but well short and wide. So that was just a little bit of additional fun to end the opening term. Melbourne kicking accurately. 5 on the board despite 8 more inside 50s in that quarter for the Saints. It's Melbourne 5 straight, St Kilda 3-5, a margin of 7 at quarter time, and that's the big story. Max King injuring his shoulder, subbed out in the opening minutes.
Let's go back to Marvel Stadium for the second term.
So the second quarter, D's by 7 after St Kilda had led by 15 points in that first term. Gresham, Petrarca goes through, gets it to Woden. He tries to feed Grundy, takes it on the bounce, fends away from Marshall, but not Steele.
St Kilda.
Not a nice sight, I'd imagine, when you get past a big fellow and see Steele coming the other way, but Jordan wins it back.
Stand. Thank you.
Gresham a little sore. Let's hope there isn't any more damage done with the Saints. If you have just tuned into Saturday Night Footy, Max King subbed out. Virtually the first play of the day with the same shoulder that he had troubles with at the start of this year. Missed the first 9 games, and then Seb Ross with a hamstring. Wanganeen-Milera, a brilliant mark. Can they launch an attack here from half back, the Saints?
Play on.
Windhager. Transfer direction here, looking for Mason Wood, who's worked hard to get back. Powerful aerobic runner that he is. Going to get through now into the hands of Marshall. Looks at Grundy. Took him on. A dumping tackle.
St Kilda, dangerous tackle. Go through.
I don't think there's too many arguments with that one, Joe.
No. Anytime it's that slinging motion, it's what they want to get out of the game.
About the side, Wanganeen-Milera, he's finding a lot of the footy early. Shares it with Jimmy Webster. Patient build up this one from the Saints. Wood. Could he go further to Jack Billings? Great to see Jack Billings back. First game for the year. He's had some injury concerns. Normally pretty good by foot. Fisted away into the corridor. And the Demon defence. Burns. It was a starting sub. It was well tackled by Neil Bullen, who thought he was away.
Centre half forward for the Saints. Grundy the tap down. Comes back towards him. Petrarca the release, hand pass to Hunter. Hunter explores the city side wing. Quite literally.
Throw it in.
Says that was just a mistake. Not always that lenient on the old skill errors, but...
Just have a look at that sling motion there, and that is what the AFL is trying to get out to protect the headers. They sling the player down.
Petrarca and Steele. What a hand pass to Jordan going by around the boundary. He goes to the pocket. Melksham comes out. In front, Wilkie. Spargo gets it to Brown. Already got one. At the post. And a few posters in this contest, all down at that end of the ground. 3 for St Kilda in the first quarter, now 1 for the D's.
Jimmy Webster.
Outside 5.
Wanganeen-Milera thought about the kick back through the corridor. Instead he goes short to Mason Wood, and again they massage this one up the commentary wing here to Sinclair. Another beautifully weighted kick to Billings. Got some opportunities out the back here. If the kick needed a bit more length on it from Jack Billings, and that was perfectly into the hands of Jake Lever, who shares it with his great mate Stephen May, and we know how proficient Melbourne are with their intercept marking in defence. Harrison Petty, next link in the chain. He's going to take a little bit of time here as well.
Yeah, if you're going to kick the ball forward on the same direction that it's coming from, it can't be a long floating kick. May and Lever are too good at intercepting, reading the cues off the kicker.
Howard the spoil over Gawn. Sinclair.
Yours.
It's composure. Finds Burns. Never panicked. The right option. And Burns do the same. Sharman sets himself. Caminiti over the back. Filippo's been lively. Caminiti now Gives it off to Sharman. He's caught. In tight to Marshall. Off to Sinclair. Sinclair turned it over. And yet another intercept mark in defence for the D's. Rivers comes clear. Not a particularly good kick. Grundy and Wood. Wanganeen-Milera lends support. Dribble kick back towards Gresham. He runs into a brick wall in the form of Rivers. He did brilliantly, Gresham. He squares it up for Crouch. Chance to draw the Saints back within 2.
Yeah, again, off the back of a forward half turnover. Really liked Wanganeen-Milera's first quarter and a half. He's gotten busy, makes smart decisions. And again, just the lowering of the ice. And that's what you have to do with this Melbourne side. You've got to change angles. You've got to lower your eyes. You can't just bomb it blindly. They're too good at intercept marks, reading it off the kicker's boot.
Crouch on approach. No real angle. Flirting with the left post. Missing. So 3 goals, 6 for the Saints. Had 10 more inside 50s in the game, but trailed by 7.
Here is Christian Salem. You get the feeling St Kilda going to have to nail those chances. If they are to prevail tonight, the winner of this game will be in 4th position on the ladder at the end of round 17. High stakes, Burns. Nicely done, Marshall. Windhager did well, had some composure. Good to see Zach Jones back out on an AFL field. And they've worked this pretty nicely here. Wanganeen-Milera sold Howard into a little bit of trouble, but he's going to get it back with a bit more time and space. Wants the lead coming. Caminiti does, guides it cleverly to himself. Then he stepped around Lever. Chopped off, though, by Neil Bullen. Ran out of room. Underground handball from McVie was intended for Langdon, but again, some good pressure from the Saints trapped in their forward part of the ground, Joe.
And so impressed with these young talls of St Kilda. Caminiti, Owens, Philippou. They've just got such great athleticism that they can contribute and play a really big role when the ball hits the ground.
Gawns pushed his opponent in the back. Marshall's free.
Stand.
Caminiti, Owens, deep targets.
Push out the back.
Sinclair's free.
3 more metres, please.
Marshall's ignoring him, so he's going back a long way. A knowing look. And now on approach. Needs to kick it 55 metres.
Play on.
And that is not his best hit. Almost works out for Owens. Brayshaw under pressure, gives to Langdon, who had a stack of it in the first quarter. He's up to 13 possessions, but Marshall gets another look. Sinclair's screaming for it again, but Marshall's giving him the silent treatment.
Yeah, you're right on it. Yep.
Well, let's say he's had a sighter. This is almost like the mulligan. This one kind of came off the hosel. He's looking to flush this one from 50. Still eyes darting right. Now looking at the target and sitting it up. Gawn's back there, belting it down. Sinclair says, you won't give it to me, I'll get it myself, and he misses. 3-7. Lead is a goal. Getting a goal at the moment is the difficulty for St Kilda.
It's not going to get easier for them throughout the night, with Zaine Cordy going down the race and re-emerging with his boots off, rather dejected, sitting in the front row, but shoes still off. Looks like he'll take no further part in this one.
Just can't believe it, can you, Daisy, with Max King, Seb Ross, and now it sounds like St Cordy now running out of numbers here big time. The Saints, they've been really competitive. Well, again, Wanganeen-Milera, Jones set upon immediately with a strong tackle, no prior opportunity. That is a tale of woe right there, isn't it? And the body language experts would tell you, Zaine Cordy doesn't look like he's going to take any further part, as Dale Thomas just told us. Sparrow, Rivers, Brayshaw, and Max Gawn is surveying the scene. Not a great kick from Max. Wilkie read it beautifully again, stood up in the first tackle, was able to open some space for Wanganeen-Milera, and he gets it again to Wood, who's patrolling that wing.
Wood finds Billings. Billings has got Caminiti down the line. Philippou running for him. Caminiti goes back to take his kick. Goes in the Owens direction. Petty up over the top. Almost marked it in the end. Crowd want front-on contact. Umpire says no. Well, with the attritional nature for St Kilda tonight, if they could manufacture a win, it might have a few parallels with that famous Gold Coast victory over Collingwood back in 2014 when Gary Ablett did his shoulder and the Suns won by 5. They had one on the bench for the majority of that second half of that game from memory. Anyway, a bit to play out here as Jones thrusts it forward. Caminiti one-handed. May takes it. Sharman gets him. Should be marked by Windhager. Well done by Spargo, though. Back with the flight. Eyes for the footy. Looked unlikely. What did I know?
Well, at 172 centimetres, Charlie Spargo to stand up. Take a really good mark for Melbourne. It does open the door for a famous victory, Nico, as you described. The Saints, if they can do it, 3 down, it would be something special. And right in this contest, as we speak, Lever looking for Gore, and that's been his great strength. He's so powerful overhead. Looks like the D's have got bit of work going on with McVee at ground level. We'll get an update on that in a moment with Dale Thomas. Beautiful weighted kick, Jordan. Brown's going to get the over that run. All on his own. Melksham in the pocket. And Ben Brown honours that spot. Just got their defensive zone a little bit out of whack there, Joe.
It did, and it was off the back of the Max Gawn contested market, the half-back flank. That opened the ground up for them. They've been living in St Kilda's forward line, not being able to exit, and that just was able to break the shackles.
Haley Fritsch out, we know, for an extended period of time. I feel like this is going to be an important time for Jake Melksham. Beautiful finish. Couldn't have hit that any better, Jake Melksham. Always been a good finisher, Joe, hasn't he, Jake Melksham?
Beautiful balance on either foot. Comfortable going left or right.
Well, it's been absolute carnage down here from a St Kilda point of view. That's Max King coming out of the game with that left shoulder injury early on. Then it was Seb Ross who's out of the game with a right hamstring, see him pulling up short there. And in the last couple of minutes, it's Zaine Cordy now subbed out of the game with a concussion. A Stephen May knee to the back of his head with the concussion protocols. He will now miss the game next week against the Gold Coast Suns.
Well,
Holding, Melbourne.
Makes the task all that much harder for St Kilda. And saying that, in general play, they've been excellent tonight. Just like the final touches. Viney inside 50 through the hands of Gawn. Webster tackled by Woden.
Max, Rowan. Straight back this way. Hold the rhythm. What's mine, please?
Gresham dispossessed, Crouch, Steele out the back, Stocker, kicks smothered. Gresham goes again.
Yours.
Out towards the wing, Owen nudges his opponent under the ball. Butler and Bowie a foot race. Bowie feeds it back to Petty. Caminiti there with him. Dispossessed him. Butler got out of the tackle. Caminiti paddled it. Lever gets it off to Brayshaw. Brayshaw's hand pass missed the target of Sparrow. Jones ducks underneath, feeds it off. They're coming, the Saints, and Owens finds something special. Mayback with the flights. It's been mark after mark in defence taken by Melbourne. You combine that with the squandering of what chances St Kilda's had, and it really does feel like they're coming up short at the moment, Das.
Yeah, that's 8 intercept marks in defence, though, for Melbourne. This man, Stephen May, has had 4 of them. Saints can hang in there. They've got their style of play going and the competitive edges there, St Kilda. It's going to be something special from Ross Lyon if they can win.
Yeah, I think Ross Lyon would be really happy with the way they're playing. I don't think he could have asked for them to play the style any better than what they have. It's simply been just inability to convert, but they are doing everything he would have hoped prior to the game to give themselves the best opportunity to win.
Ross Lyon's agreed to chat to us on his way down to the half-time address, which we're looking forward to. Coaching overtime at the moment, Ross. It's statistically stacked against him with 3 players out of this game. To repeat, Max King, Seb Ross, St Kilda to take no further part. And they are fighting hard. Have a look at the spirit of the game tackling. It is inspirational.
Yeah, again, and it's been their big players as well who've really contributed. Marshall there with the tackle, and Kamenides had a few tackles in the forward line. Owens, their bigs get involved, and that would be the most pleasing part of it for Ross Lyon. The way in which they're playing gives them a chance, even though they are going to be 3 short on the bench. They are playing more of a territory game, ball in their forward half.
Webster over the head of Filippo, straight to Lever. Off to May, he'll be caught, gone, Sharman got him. Play to advantage, Gresham open players, Caminiti, Owens, sloppy hand pass taken high. That threatened to break down, but the high tackle was St Kilda's saving grace. The unselfishness of Caminiti. Petty with the arm slung over the shoulder. For their first goal of this second quarter, we're 15 minutes in. The Saints sticking around and showing plenty. You do wonder whether the scenario can be used as a motivational tool in a way. Key men out of the game. Let's manufacture a way to win and produce something really special that can energise us and push us towards even more special things later in the season. It's 11 scoring shots to 7.
Well, we talked about the influence that these bigs are having defensively for St Kilda, and fantastic rundown from behind from Sharman. Got away with the sloppy handball from Caminiti with the free kick there, but the way in which St Kilda are playing, even though they do have a few down on the bench, it's going to give them a chance if they can keep it up playing this territory game. It's not as taxing on its side because you're not transition running back and forth. The game is in your forward half.
Caminiti did really well, taking some ruck relief for Marshall, and here comes Sinclair bursting through. Marshall playing forward. Filippo on the second attempt, squeezed the handball back, just missed the intended target. Jones, always been brave, Zach Jones. It's in the Jones DNA. As we take a look at the St Kilda interchange, and that is a sad sight to see.
Holding, Melbourne.
Sling
Holding.
on Max King's arm.
Melbourne. Holding. Stand. Time back on. Play on.
Out for Zaine, Cordy, and a hamstring for Seb Ross is the story. The story on the field is brilliant contest.
Stand. Stand.
Langdon's got it. Still 2 kicks from home.
So 15 disposals, Ed Langdon. Equal leader on the ground. He now goes to 16, so 1 ahead of Wanganeen-Milera. Jordan. And sub a lot this season. 41 possessions and a goal in the VFL for Casey last week. Kicks to full forward. Free kick spotted. Ben Brown to take it. Advantage paid. And the goal has been kicked by Sparrow. So Melbourne with a quick answer to restore the 12-point lead. Tom Sparrow coming off a very good performance last week, a career-high 26 disposals against the Giants in Alice Springs.
You see Ben Brown here, he just provides a target. He gets defenders worried, he draws the free kick, and it's been a really good addition to the structure of this Melbourne forward line, and it's been the efficiency, which is something that's really plagued them negatively, Melbourne. But tonight, 7 goals, 1, 8 shots from 15 inside 50s.
Mason Wood off the wing. Grundy with a bone-crunching tackle. He executed it really well.
Thanks, Brad.
Up Crouch. Important 6 minutes until half-time. A sense if the Saints can Stay close. They'll feel like there is a really historic win for them on offer if
Brody.
they keep playing the way they are. They're applying enough pressure. Marshall back in the ruck. Well done, Gresham. Brayshaw got a hold of him from behind, and umpire allowing that one to be brought up again. Grundy with his big frame in front, swooping on it, Burns, taking it out of his hands in game 150. Jack Steele, it was tailor-made for Harrison Petty, and they can reload again here, Melbourne.
Petty surveys what's in front of him, comes to Salem. He's in no hurry. The umpire keen to get things moving. Salem in game 150. To Petty, to May, changing the angles, patient build-up. Now the wide switch to his partner in crime, Lever. Back to McVie. Bowie. Slow progression forward for Melbourne. Bowie might change all that. Marshall. The consummate ruckman's mark.
Makes such a big difference when your ruckman can go back with the flight like that and take a contested mark. It's great play by Marshall.
Become an outstanding player, Rowan Marshall. Disposal number 14 takes on a huge challenge against Gawn and Grundy tonight. Oh, clever from Viney. Just paddled it. Jordan got through the steel tackle. That's a hard thing to do. McVie spear into Brown. It was almost too hot for him. Cosy Pickett's been quiet. Webster appeared to be taken high initially. Oh, surely not.
Rowan. Melbourne.
Let's hope St Kilda don't lose another soldier. Grundy came crashing through. Petrarca clever enough to get it to Melksham, who bent it towards goal and hit the post.
Have a few cherries on it. That post. And at that end of the ground. Sharman up in front. Petty spoils. Brown slick hands to Bowie. Bowie to Woden. Rolled in the tackle by Webster as soon as he took possession.
That was a good spoil by Petty. He was outnumbered 2-on-1. He had to get the ball forward. If it went behind him, St Kilda were away. Really good defensive craft.
That was ungainly. The ruck craft there, to say the least, Joe. Crouch into the middle, found Billings. The crowd urges Jack to go. He goes in the Owens direction. We saw he was hurt moments ago. Here he is bursting onto the ball. Wood floats down.
It was a good kick by Billings. Just drew him onto the ball. Put it in between two Melbourne defenders. Really well weighted, and he just adds that class, Billings, around the ball through the midfield.
Owens has kicked their only goal in this quarter. He's not taking a shot here. He's sitting it up for Petty.
Stand. Clear out. Play on.
Petty theft.
Yours.
May short.
Stand.
And Lever involved again.
Play on.
Change of direction plays on here. They're queued up the D's. Grundy happy to share that one with Rivers to Spargo. Just looking, you can see how well the St Kilda players get back and they close the outlets out. They're so disciplined and organised. This cross-line coach team of defence. A little bit of a fumble from Neil Bullen. Advantage was taken initially.
And 50 metres, your ball. 50.
That's a big penalty, isn't it? Talk us through that one, Joe. That's the when you restrict a player from playing on, is it a 50-metre penalty? You hardly see that called these days, do you?
No, especially when he called advantage to the following player.
Opportunity for Alex Neil-Bullen, sets it up to the pocket. Grundy's worked hard to get down there, floating in Howard.
Stand.
Nice mark for St Kilda. Just a couple of minutes until half-time.
Right across the face of goal. Windhager on the last line. Hemmed in for the moment. Explores the outer side of the ground. May is there. Owen's there. Gets to the back. Phillippo tries to slap it on. Viney and Hunter hunt the same prey. Viney. Melksham so clean, not for the first time tonight, although he turns it over here and finds only the chest of Stocker in defence. Now he has seen a target he likes on the dock side of the ground, and Gresham wants to link up perhaps with Wanganeen-Milera.
Change of direction kick from Stocker. It's going to open up a chance here. Jack Steele decides to pull the trigger in the direction of Caminiti. Wasn't able to keep that one in. They won't mind the territory here. An opportunity to manufacture a goal. Ross is a little bemused about something. I don't think he will question how competitive an effort it's been in this first half with all the challenges that we have spoken about. 3 players out of this game. Max King, Seb Ross and Zaine Cordy. That landed in the lap of Ben Brown, who was playing in front. Viney. Time for a late goal here for the D's. Play on's the call. Wilkie did well to get it out of the hands of Melksham. Flicked over the head by Viney. Cal Wilkie, how solid a player is he? Just always does the right thing. Now the Saints in the rebound. They're going to get it to Sinclair. Can they get a leading target? It was intended again for Caminiti, but another defensive mark to Melbourne. This time Harrison Petty.
Yeah. St Kilda got to try and change the angle and the direction in which the ball is entering.
Push out, Brody Grundy, Melbourne.
So Grundy on the wing. Ross Lyon's going to be chatting to us very shortly as he gets ready to go down and address his players at half-time. Work forward. Brown finds Melksham. Melksham thumps it as far as he can. Spargo's there, bounced off his chest. Pickett's been quiet. Jones over it. First game back. And the Saints hang on desperately.
Close game at Marvel Stadium. Melbourne led by 7 points at quarter time. They now lead
around the stoppages, but after it leaves, Rowan Marshall has more possessions than Grundy and Gawn put together, and he has more contested possessions than Grundy and Gawn put together. So he's hit the ball back over the net here, Rowan Marshall, and he's saying, Max, give us your best shot because it ain't good enough yet. And he's been magnificent, as most of the Saints have.
Well, that's their bench.
Against the odds.
Yep.
This is big tonight, 5th v 4th under the lid at Marvel Stadium. Here we go for the second half. It is the D's leading the Saints by 13 points.
Now's the time to do something special there. Right in this contest, Salem fires the handball, not where Max Gawn wants them. Long way down there when you're 6'9". Look at Jack Steele applying some pressure to the toughest in the game, Steele and Viney. Burns over the top, fighting hard for it. Marshall's been really good. Tried to get it back into the Windhager direction. Neil Bullen was beautifully tackled by Butler. Pin the arm. It's been a feature of their first half, St Kilda. Their tackle pressure's been elite. Max Gawn, Marshall in the pack. Owen's super impressive. He's always trying to get it to Sinclair, but leave it back there. Sees Melksham, who's come up to the wing. Looks back, Charlie Spargo, you can see breaking hard to get in the contest, but once again the Saints on defence are well organised. Melksham's kick into the path of Grundy, but a little wide.
So Grundy forward. Now working his way up to this ruck contest. He'll take on Marshall. Crouch taken without it by Viney.
St Kilda.
Only because he never cleanly took possession of the ball. Crouch has had the 12 disposals. It comes through Stocker, who's got Wilkie, along with Jack Sinclair and Jack Higgins, recommitted to the club until the end of 2027 during the week. Howard. Wanganeen-Milera next in line. Leading possession getter on the ground, coming up for number 18. A slow and steady start then to the third quarter. May's got a run at this. Marshall there to contest with him. At the fall, Rivers' hand pass didn't hit a target.
And if they're going to go long down the line like that, that's what they're going to need from.
That's an interesting shot there, Job, isn't it? Clayton Oliver inside the rooms, just stretching and trying to build that strength, isn't it? He's the ultimate competitor and professional. He doesn't want to waste a minute, Job. He's still working on it. Hunter was immediately trapped by Steele.
And going back to that movement that he's doing, obviously that's part of a rehab for a hamstring. Very difficult to do it if it's coming off a muscular tear or a muscular strain, so which lends me to sort of feel like there is something to do with the tendon. You wouldn't be doing that type of strength work on a 2-day, 3-day-old muscle strain.
Really desperate to get a fit Clayton Oliver back pre-finals. Good chance for the Saints. It was through the hands of Owens, probably the best opportunities had deep into attack. Over the head of Spargo, Wanganeen-Milera. Beautiful little give to Mason Woods. There's a lot of these numbers. Have a look there. Cute. 4 of them could have marked it. And Stephen May said, I'll take care of it that time to Salem. And now Brodie Grundy's run pretty hard to get onto the end of that.
Dishes to Hunter. Hunter's got Jordan running for him. He's got a deep target inside 50. That target is Melksham. He's had an influence for the D's.
And we talked about him before the game, just being able to fill that Bailey Fritsch role, and he's done a good job tonight because he attracts the ball. He'll always lead up to the kicker, gets involved that way, and he and Ben Brown have added a different dimension to this forward 50.
For a game-high lead. Melksham for his second. Another poster. Must be at least 7 posters tonight. One hit the top of the post.
3 of Melbourne's misses have been posters.
6 and 3 each, I'm told. Das.
Here's Wilkie. Having to just retreat momentarily, and that's bold kick wanting to find Windhager. Petrarca got an important touch on it. Bowie was well tackled. We're trying to share it with Webster, but they can't keep it in. I feel like early goals in the second half to keep St Kilda in the contest are going to be vital just to their confidence and sense that they can stay in this game with 3 players out from the early stages. You get a sense Jack Viney's at the bottom of that pack, burrowing in, almost somersaulting over the footy to get it out.
Max and Rowan.
He was the captain for a couple of years, 2017 through to 2019, Jack Viney, and one of the great Warriors. Umpire, a little bit of inadvertent contact there. It's good to see he's okay as Wanganeen-Milera fighting hard through the hands of Stocker to clear their defence here. St Kilda, Sinclair, well tackled, Max Gorn. Windhager's got to be good here in a tight situation. Jack Steele, Webster, they've gone another handball. It's one too many. Turnover is on. May was grabbed by the arm. St Kilda fans, you can hear what they think. Not impressed at all. Awkward ball. Stocker with great courage. No free kick doing. There's a surprise. Fresh area from Petrarca now with power and strength to the top of the square. Melksham's in good touch at the moment. Second effort at ground level, and then just guides it back. Wanted Cosy Pickett, but look at Burns. Jet propelled getting out of there in defence.
He put the burners on all right, Darcy. He goes out wide, and St Kilda are on the counter now. Billings, well-weighted pass. Caminiti held up. Petty needs to be careful. Can they get it in before the Melbourne defence sets up? It's a low kick, and May says thank you very much. This is an all too familiar sight.
Yours.
Hunter out to Neil Bullen. From one end to another, perhaps. Brayshaw next. He's got Melksham at half forward. He's got Viney at centre half forward, all on his own. He goes wider to Salem. Petrarca leads. Salem goes in his direction. Petrarca can't give him separation, but he can't complete the mark. Wanganeen-Milera. Woden attacked it hard. Petrarca dragged down. Ball up.
Straight up, please, guys.
Incidental contact there for the umpire.
After what we saw from the goal umpire in that Port Adelaide-Essendon game, we know they're tough, the umps.
Max Gawn had it taken out of his hands by Crouch. They're holding up well, the Saints.
Play on, touch.
Can they find a score?
Play on.
Sharman, Caminiti are going to have to hit the scoreboard, you sense, if they're going to do some damage. Wanganeen-Milera has been brilliant. Athletically got involved. A little backhander it was for Taj Wowood, and the umpire awake to it. He's had some nice moments on debut, Joe.
Yeah, he has. Hasn't looked out of place. Speed of the game hasn't been too big for him. Had some nice touches.
Same with the 2000 Brownlow medal winner, Shane Wowoden. High ball looking for Max Gawn again. Secure defence. Yeah, they're really well organised, Joe.
They are, but Melbourne are playing a better style this quarter. They're playing much more in their forward half, forcing St Kilda to try and move the ball all the way from their deep inside their defensive 50. And when they do that, May leave us so good at just reading cues and intercept marking.
Speaking of May, well done by Sharman to knock it away from him. Brayshaw out the back to Lever. Lever feeds Sparrow. Sparrow to Jordan. To Gawn. He'll be closed down. Back to Jordan. Butler gets him. Did he try and take him on? That's holding the ball. And away come the Saints. Sinclair. Caminiti. Owens. Back to Sinclair. He'll be caught. Salem got him. And Lever pulls the trigger and finds Spargo on the halfback flank.
A terrific chase down tackle by Christian Salem in his 150th tonight. Great concentration, desperation, saved a goal.
They are still creating some opportunities, though, the Saints. Floating kick landed in the lap of Max Gawn. He's got Cozzy Pickett out the bag. Who's on his own in some space. Petrarca, brilliant. Puts his hand up, says this is in my range.
Well, direct result from the Salem rundown tackle.
There we go.
You just see here, just follows. Perfect execution of the tackle. Max rolling. Not a bad target, Christian Petrarca as a forward.
Petrarca on a 120 consecutive game streak. Just missed the one game since debut. Outstanding career that he's putting together, Christian Petrarca. Lent back on it, but steered it home. Melbourne strike first in the second half. Christian Petrarca gets his second goal of Saturday night footy. Game high lead at 21 points.
Well, just this run-down tackle from Salem. Just great concentration, great execution. And then Max rolling quickly in his forward half. Knows he's got Petrarca, who will attract the ball. A beautiful finish from Petrarca.
7 of the last 8 goals then for Melbourne in the game after St Kilda led by 15 points at the 17-minute mark of the first quarter.
Max, Rowan,
Lead as it stands at 21 is the biggest of the game. Born down Crouch, taken by Petrarca. Webster going nowhere.
Fine, same again. Same way again, guys. Rowan, Max,
finished his
hold the meter.
calisthenics. Back out watching the contest. Webster. Pickett. Sparrow. Coughed it up by hand. Jones caught by Pickett. Gave to Marshall. Marshall found a little bit of space where there wasn't too much. Well played, big fellow. Wanganeen-Milera. Towards Gresham. Salem up to try and spoil it. Gets to the back. Burns is quick. Flicks it forward for Wood. Wood over the top. Can they find one this time? Caminiti towards Owens. They're just bungling it a bit, the Saints. Salem just shoved that in the direction of Rivers, who clears to the back flank. Brown had it punched away by Howard.
The D's pressure in this third quarter has been absolutely fantastic, causing a lot of turnovers, not only in their own forward half, but every time we've seen the Saints go inside forward 50 with that handball, the pressing defence, the goal-saving efforts have been absolutely outstanding here at ground level.
Yeah, good point, Daisy, you make. It's delicately poised, you feel, this game at the moment. Next goal is going to be huge. Saints are creating some opportunities. Just need to get one on the board. It's a good ball from Crouch and Jack Billings. Highly skilled player, first game back for 2023. Fractured his right fibula in a pre-season match simulation. Joe, he's a welcome return here tonight.
It certainly is, and this is a big shot on goal. Melbourne have started this third quarter really well. Saints need this one to stay in touch.
It feels big, this, doesn't it, for Jack Billings? Good-looking effort, loved it off the boot, and that will get his teammates up and about. Jack Billings, welcome back. It's a huge goal, you sense, in the context of the night. They get it back to within 15 points. Some reward for effort, and Jack Billings, highly talented player. He's had more than his fair share of injury challenges in the last 2.5 years, but that will be a great boost for him.
Brett Crouch, beautiful kick, draws Billings onto the ball, and a really important finish. He felt like St Kilda needed to get the next goal to stay just close enough.
Grundy and Marshall. Marshall towards the 50. Butler in front of Bowie. Butler fights on. Petrarca taken by Jones, gave it to Burns. Burns goes towards Caminiti, over his head, but it's marked anyway by Sharman.
He's had some important touches, Burns, in his leg speeds, causing some issues for Melbourne. Just see him here, just good concentration again off the back of a forward half turnover, and then waited the kick well. Sharman reads it, stays with the concentration, and the ball comes over to the back to him. Can they get 2 quick ones in a row?
Haven't kicked consecutive goals since the 16-minute mark of the first term. There's something about these Saints tonight. They're going to keep coming at Melbourne. Margin cut to 9. There's nothing Ross needs to convey down to the bench at the moment. He looks a man content with what his side's producing. So from 21, all of a sudden back to 9. 2 goals in 90 seconds for the Saints.
Well, the Saints had 11 tackles in their forward 50 in the first quarter alone, none since. That was just outside of, but just as effective, because it created that turnover and then the ability to score off the back of it, and 2 in a row, and the contest tightens.
So he's going to get the clearance. High up and under the centre half forward. Sinclair through his hands, but look at Jack Steele getting back. As Job said, Burns has had some important touches. They get it to centre wing. Mark dropped by Rivers. With Filippo in close attention. It's that confidence builder that you feel St Kilda needed as Max King looks on. Almost the first play of the day. He's re-injured that shoulder. Really heartbreaking moment that is for Saints fans and AFL fans in general. I hope it's nothing too untoward. Half forward Petty with a powerful spoil. Bowie, they closing space quickly, the Saints applying some pressure. And now Jack Viney. Disposal 15 goes back to Petty. He'll share it here with Lever.
Lever's got an option on the City side. Judd McVee may present short.
Smart play here from the D's, just taking a bit of the gas out of this game. It looks like the Saints, when they do turn it over, are more likely to score, but when the D's go into this slower play mode, they look like they've got the ascendancy.
Sinclair caught by Petrarca the moment he took possession. Ben Brown stands atop the goal square on his own, but Wilkie's onto that. Crouch gets it clear to the wing. Tapped down by Caminiti towards Wood. Good take. Hand pass to Sinclair. His influence growing. Petty the punch away from Cooper Sharman.
Well, he's less heralded than his other defenders, but Petty's been really important tonight. Just does the right thing all the time. The percentage thing. If he's spoiling, he spoils forward. It's predictable. It's what you love playing with. Predictable defenders as a midfielder.
Grundy, ground level. Quiet night so far for Keziah Pickett. He's only had the 2 touches.
Yeah, Webster's done a good job on him. It locked him down.
It was a matchup that was a little concerning pre-game. Jimmy Webster has had a big win. We know that he can do damage quick. Oh, Melksham with a beautifully timed leap. Dropped the easy part in the end. It was a chest markers. Jones to Windhager. Dangerous ball this one, but the strong hands of Rowan Marshall. And he is standing tall, the big man. Possession number 18.
Sinclair to Butler. Oh, too low. Butler toe pokes it away. Bowie wants kicking in danger. Burns to Butler. Takes on Melksham. His kick charged down by May. It's coming back the other way now. Petty to Bowie. A spin move and a kick in the Pickett direction. Flies, but so does Howard, and he pulls in the mark.
Again, an unbelievable decision by Stephen May to come up and forward and influence the contest.
Stocker turns it over into the corridor. Spargo says thank you very much.
Normally on a turnover like that, you get out of score. Yeah. Charlie Spargo. That's not a great kick at all.
When it's a quick turnover like that, Darcy called it right on.
Oh, no. Petrarca awake to it, has drawn the free kick, or he's coughed it up. Brilliant effort again to save the day, Dougal Howard, after the smother. But you're making the point, Joe, about the slow pay from Spargo.
Well, it was a quick turnover. We see great concentration by Petrarca to just stay involved, but off a quick turnover like that, you've got a lot of free players forward of the ball. That's the time to move the ball on quickly, not allow a defence to get set.
Holding up really well here, St Kilda. They were 13 points down at half-time, 3 players down. Got it back to within 9 points. So we close in on 3/4 time. And is there a famous victory on offer here tonight to deliver a top 4 spot to St Kilda? They are well and truly in this contest. Saints free kick, Mitch Owens. Here's a chance building through Gresham.
Marshall's taken plenty of grabs. Can't do it here opposed to 3Ds. May away to Woden to Grundy, who was caught, just got rid of it. Viney, beautiful kick under pressure. Neil Bullen's got options in the pocket. Goes for the longest one, Brown. 2 Saints fly. Petrarca waits front and centre. It's his bread and butter. It's his 3rd. D's back out by 15 points. Petrarca, he's having a bit of a night now. Just a little preoccupied, the Saints defence, with Ben Brown there. Got to keep at least an eye or 2 on Petrarca when he's lurking, and he was exactly where he needed to be.
Well, Stephen May has just been so dominant as a defender, just intercept marking all night. #1 disposal winner for Melbourne. He's just been able to read the ball so well, and even when he's not marking the ball like he is here, just made great decisions in stopping any foray for St Kilda. He's such a pivotal player for this Melbourne defence.
6 intercept marks for Stephen May. Joe pointed out, the dominant player on the ground for mine. Wanganeen-Milera guides it in the direction of Steele, tried to take it and spin. Sinclair providing some backup support. Well done, Brayshaw. Hacks a kick inside forward 50. Courage all round. players crashing in. Grundy's going to try and power his way through. Pickett had it taken out of his hands by Sharman. Still a live ball bouncing around. Melksham backed into the steel tackle. In a bit of a stalemate.
Free kick, perimeter contact against you, Brody. Perimeter contact. Free kick, St Kilda.
So you can hear that free kick against Brody Grundy. Just lost his cool a little bit. Saints free kick.
So Gresham in the back pocket.
Play on.
Wants to switch. Wilkie.
Play on. You.
There's Billings leading up the line. Now Marshall.
They can't afford to just go long down the line. May, Lever, they've just been reading and picking it off so well all night.
Wilkie goes short to Sinclair. Advanced it far yet, the Saints. Another chip. Marshall again. Sinclair runs past. Marshall elects not to give the hand pass. Goes long instead. Flies Filippo. Awkward bounce there for Sparrow. Steele. Billings for another. Oh, he's missed.
Oh, just received it on the wrong side. He's the natural left footer. It was really good play by Steele. He didn't blaze away. He had Billings running into an open goal, but just caught him on the wrong side, and he wasn't able to turn onto his favoured left.
That would have been a huge goal for the Saints, close to three-quarter time. Stephen May just casually wanders out and then drives it in the Max Gawn direction. Saints are well placed here. Wanganeen-Milera, the lateral one is going to find Burns. Will he take on Lockie Hunter? Clever kick in the end. Not easy to execute that to Jack Steele. This is the money kick, though. You see May, Lever, they're looming large. Gawn gets back as well and do well to give a contest. Salem's taken out of his hands by Billing. Bowie trapped it. Back to Salem, who was clever enough to walk it over in game 150 for Christian Salem.
9 in 2013. Battled knee and thyroid issues this year. Premiership player in 2021, averaged 25 possessions a game that season. Christian Salem. Petrarca put Neil Bullen under pressure. Burns has had a very good quarter. Marshall to Gresham to Jones. Neil Bullen gets him. Viney evades them and finds Pickett on the wing. Pickett free-flowing but turning it over. From behind, Brayshaw tackled Windhager as he went to dispose of the ball. Steele, Webster, Wanganeen-Milera caught by Spargo. Spargo now in possession to Sparrow, to Salem. The floating hand pass sets a task of Rivers. He's good enough and up to it. Hunter, his kick knocked down. Viney taken high by Marshall.
Melbourne, stand.
Can't afford to concede here, St Kilda.
Lockie Hunter's going to get another look at a kick. Pickett's going to launch again, as he likes to do. But been well held.
Just starting to look a little fatigued. St Kilda, a lot of players with the hands on their hips who know that they're down 2, 3 on the bench. As the quarters get longer, it starts to take its toll on you.
It's a good observation, Joe. Look at Rowan Marshall there. He's absolutely gassed. And that is no reflection on him. That is just how hard he's had to work without the rotations Joe Watson's alluding to. Max Gawn. Thrown back from Spargo. Umpire was awake to it.
Marshall's had the 22 disposals, Das. He's had 13 contested possessions, 7 clearances, 5 tackles, 6 inside 50s. He's taken 7 marks as well. His influence has been profound.
He's right to be tired, I would have thought. Yeah. Okay. They need him desperately. With another quarter to go. Saints are in this contest. They'd love to pinch a late goal here. Owens is going to compete. May there, it spills to Filippo. Crouch cleverly kept it going forward. Now a big chance. Billings, there was a target on in the goal square, but the kick inside 50 again has not been good for St Kilda. And the D's are all over it.
Gawn and Burns. Gawn easily got rid of Burns. Moves it forward for Brayshaw. He's caught by Steele, but his kick was superb. Finds Petrarca. Grundy leads to the pocket. Petrarca says, this is my night, though. Kick 3 goes long to Grundy in the square. It ricochets through for a minor. St Kilda clinging on, nervously trying to get to three-quarter time here with a margin under 20 points.
Great effort again from Cal Wilkie. Just refusing to concede. Just hanging in here for the three-quarter time siren, the Saints. Filippo did well to bring that to ground. Jack Steele. He's just going to take them all on tonight, Jack Steele, the captain. There's a bit of gamesmanship in that as well, as the bound-out by just gets it moving. It might pay off, though, for Sparrow and the D's. Grundy in the goal square. Howard ground level. Can they get a late one? 7 seconds on the clock, and that will save the day for the Saints, you suspect.
Burns goes to the wing. So there's a bit to play out here in this contest to decide who will be fourth at the end of the night. St Kilda within touching distance, but they only have 2 on the bench. 3 injured players, the Saints. The D's by 15 points at the final change.
In Saturday night football under the lid at Marvel Stadium. We will see you post-game for a full analysis and bring you up to speed with everything from Super Saturday so far.
Rowan Marshall has been enormous in this game as he got the legs to run out this last quarter. He gets clean possession. Brilliantly done to Jack Steele. Going to get an early goal. That man is impenetrable, Stephen May. Intercept mark. Number 7 it is. He's put that one out of bounds on the full.
Move outside 5.
I think just so he can get it back again.
Play on.
How's that roll? So masterfully, Stephen May. Again, he's in the contest. Brody Grundy this time. Lends some support. Petty. What's the answer, Joe? We know you're going to try and go laterally and around, but it seems easier said than done, doesn't it?
Well, the answer is creating forward half turnovers, because that provides unpredictability and speed. And that's the 2 things that defenders don't like.
Steele to Burns to Filippo to Billings to Burns, top of the 50. Back to Filippo, spun in the tackle, gave it to Salem. Salem's kick out wide. Marked by Webster. He might have caught one in the snout for his troubles. To Stocker.
Stand.
They're queuing up in the middle. Split the diff there. Didn't matter. Howard or Wilkie. Wilkie finds Windhager on the wing. And this is where it becomes troublesome. Windhager to Caminiti. Petty the spoil. Caminiti, though, the collect. Petty's on his back. Jones, Sharman. Can they find a mark this time? Marshall's been brilliant. Knocked down. Billings over his head. Gresham back to Jones. Pickett went the bump, not the tackle. Wood, Wanganeen-Milera off a step. Windhager, a chaotic kick, but May can mark anything. Helicopters, floating punch, drop punch, torps, you name it, he'll mark it.
That's his 8th intercept mark. The record is 10. The way he's going, you wouldn't put it past him.
Play on. Yours.
Lockie Hunter steers it down the line. The reliable Cal Wilkie. It's going to be one from Jordan. Pickett's had a bit of a forgettable night so far. Pressing here through Gresham. Awkward ball for Vine. He's got the tenacity to go after it. Zach Jones guiding it forward. Did he cop a high one inadvertently from Petty? They might let it go, and it's emerged. The chance still a live ball. Billings trying to get it out in front of Mason Wood. Did well not to give away a free kick, but May again. Just unbelievable night that he's having. Here's Alex Neal-Bullen. Wanganeen-Milera has been really good. Jordan gone. Brilliant tackle. Superb effort from Wanganeen-Milera. Disposal number 26 is just racked up.
Certainly the game's been played in St Kilda's forward half. They're giving themselves a chance.
It's the high kick again. The kick in hope. The hope is rewarded with a Mason Wood mark.
And that's what happens when you're forced an opposition to just repeatedly defend. Eventually someone just lacks concentration, or they get tired. Just a weight of numbers. Really good mark from Mason Wood, and
That's your line.
Crucial shot on goal coming up.
Well, he had a very nice finish on his right boot in the first quarter. Now the set shot on his trusty left. Not trusty this time. Look at the scoring shots tonight. 15 St Kilda, 14 Melbourne, a 14-point lead to the D's.
They need that scoreboard pressure here, St Kilda, to build some belief there.
And early in the quarter, don't you? They need to get 1 or 2 early, just so they can really tighten this game up.
Got out the back. Windhager worked hard. Really good effort from Brodie Grundy. Trying to surge it forward was Charlie Spargo. Marshall again. That was a clever little kick.
Cordy.
Crouch thought about that corridor kick that Joe Watson was eyeing off. Instead he goes high. Marshall again. Dominant performance from Rowan Marshall.
He must have an enormous tank, Marshall, because he's just kept going. One out against Gawn and Grundy.
She heard Max Gawn talk about it pre-game.
Yeah.
He said that it's a real challenge against Rowan Marshall, even though he's one out in the ruck. He's incredibly aerobic. Cooper Sharman has it. Not a lot on offer, and we know that the lack of rotations could be a factor. He stepped around Petty, did Sharman. Drives it. They're trying to avoid May and Lever. It's going to get out the back. Can Gresham create something? Back to Owens. Stephen May again. Demanding that.
Knocked out.
That was reward. The umpire said knocked out.
Before the tackle.
Harrison Petty's just come from the field, guys. Got a serious knock in the lower back area. This is the second time tonight he's requested physio treatment on that. The physio, the doctor, all had a word with Simon Goodwin as he was on the field. Of course, the D's still have Joel Smith as their sub up their sleeve.
Now Marshall's turning tackler, wrapping up Sparrow.
That's his 10th tackle for the night. Sorry, 6 for Marshall, 10 for Steele. 16 between them.
Little toe poke from Crouch, but Viney ferrets for it, emerges, sends it free to Jordan. Wilkie, aided by body contact from Howard on Brown, but he didn't mark. Windhager kicks it too far for Stocker. He should be able to tidy up, but the mere presence of Petrarca makes anyone nervous. Well played. Howard's hand pass sloppy. Windhager and Wilkie, who turns it over to Brayshaw.
Good pressure from the D's. Max Gawn, you can see, trying to enter the arena again. Neil Bullen thought about Woden. Comes back inside. Charlie Spargo, well done. Dougal Howard. Here they go. Big chance here for the Saints. Crouch takes a bounce. Can he connect up on the rebound? Lever over the top. Owens is a really good competitor. Got it at ground level. May dispossessed. Lever back there. Back to Stephen May. And once again, it's the Demon defence who hold up. Burns has done well. Tyrone Marshall, who picks it up. Clever kick inboard to Sinclair.
He's got it all. And Sinclair's deft kick to Mason Wood directly in front. Yeah, it was the moment for St Kilda, Joe.
Oh, it was a terrific decision by Marshall. He just lowered the eyes, changed the angle, and then, as we've talked about all night, when you create forward half turnovers, there's 3 players all over the field. That's just the way in which the game is played, and you're able to spot it up and find a target, and again another crucial shot on goal.
It just doesn't feel sustainable for St Kilda to keep bashing away and doing everything right without scoreboard nourishments. Mason Wood, going for distance, has pulled his kick a 10th behind and a margin of 13 points, still with stacks of time in the game. But for how long can St Kilda, with those injured players, continue playing at this tempo?
Movement down here on the Melbourne bench. Joel Smith will be subbed into the game. Harrison Petty out with that back complaint. Paperwork done. Harrison Petty out. Joel Smith coming in for the D's.
Thanks, Daisy, for that update as Rowan Marshall again takes a towering mark. Spears it back inside 50. Max gone. Bounces at the back. Bowie's there. Still is a dangerous tackler. As Job said, he's already applied 10 tackles. The Melbourne defence are up to the challenge at the moment. This is Charlie Spargo. Clever kick to Viney. Decided to blow. Didn't see Jack Steele, and Jack Steele's got it. Managed to get a handball out. Just a millimetre in that. Look at the pressure the Saints are applying, though, and they turn it over again. Wilkie can reload again for St Kilda.
They are in your face like a salesperson on commission. Stocker goes back to Webster. Out to the half-back flank. Gresham. And a good game for the Saints. Marshall. Gresham again. Salem in the road, so he feeds the hand pass. Little drop from Burns. It's one of very few mistakes from him tonight. Gresham's hand pass knocked on. Brown. Brayshaw. Can they get one on the counter? Melksham. Thought about squaring to Petrarca, who's kicked free. Stocker's there with him.
It's a long way out to go around the corner. Kicker checks side or a banana to get right underneath it as well. You don't want to chop it too narrow.
For all the St Kilda effort, if this goes through, how it would hurt. And Jake Melksham piles on the pain. For all the effort, St Kilda, all the thrusts forward, the opportunities in this quarter, it is Melbourne that kicks the first goal of the last term. Jake Melksham has put in a pretty handy night. He's kicked 2 goals.
Well, Jake Melksham came in as a sub last week when Fritsch went down and kicks his second for the night and has really been a good contributor for Melbourne in that forward role. 2 big snaps. Really important goal for Melbourne.
It was like a body blow for the Saints, who'd done so much work without being able to kick a major. They refused to lie down. Sinclair to Jack Steele. Can they get something here? It appeared almost to be a holding free kick. Joel Smith's come on. Owens has got one back. There it is. The Saints are alive. Quick reply for St Kilda. Mitch Owens having a sensational year. One of the rising star favourites. That gets it back to 13 points. Plenty of time.
Well, just the importance of centre clearances. And we just see here, create a turnover. Marshall with the tackle again, and then running forward, running direct. You've got space in front of you. Kick to a one-on-one. Let your forwards do the work, and he's been impressive. Owens, he's getting better and better as he's playing more footy.
They just refuse to lie down, the Saints here. Brayshaw hard at it. Petrarca gone, and now Jordan feeds the first gamer. Woden! Oh, he's missed to the right. That was a moment. Almost. He was halfway into celebrating.
The Woden family were halfway through the celebration as well. Taj on debut. There they are. Dad Shane and his sisters.
All the friends and family.
They've looked home off the boot. Messiah Wanganeen-Milera. More disposals than anyone on the ground tonight. Equal, in fact, with Rowan Marshall at 28. This is Jimmy Webster. How brave have the Saints been in this game? Bouncing ball won by none other than Stephen May. Back to Christian Salem. Over the head of Petrarca and Stocker. Burns has been good. He's Been activated as a sub from the very first moment from Max King. Owens dropped one he should have taken. Look at the second effort from Mitch Owens.
Melbourne, stand.
I really find that a really challenging ruling that we've got in our game. There is nothing Mitch Owens can do. Doing everything that you're encouraged to do in the game. The attack on the ball, Pickett, got rid of Wilkie. Play on's the call. Webster's kick. Caminiti, big launch at it, nearly dragged down the mark. Salem sends it back again. Pressure on the Saints defenders here. Oh, well done, going back. Sparrow. Courageous mark.
Just watch the concentration, the eyes on the ball, never took it off. Really good courage, as you called, Das, to go back with the flight there.
Tom Sparrow, in his 66 games, has kicked 24 goals, all singles, never ever kicked 2 in a game. Can he do it for the first time in his career? A couple for Tom Sparrow. And the smile on his face suggests that he knows that's the first time he's kicked 2. It's come at a nice time for Melbourne, who extend their margin out to 20 points.
Just really good concentration by Sparrow. Knew the contact was eventually going to come, but his eyes never wavered from the ball, and then really important finish. And thus, as you were saying, first time in his career he's kicked 2 in a game.
Cuddly Ross needs a cuddle after that. Jones, crouch. Butler used his body, dragged off it. Umpire lets them play. Salem to Brayshaw, to Hunter. And handballs into the oncoming traffic. Windhager on the thigh. Marshall and Gawn. Viney. Perfect tackle from Steele. And even Jack Viney, a man with his power and strength, is not emerging from that.
Oh, Marshall battles on handfully again. Jack Sinclair able to get boot to ball. This time with the set mark through the avenue of Trent Rivers, steers it back out to Brayshaw. Jordan, the next link in the chain. Oh, when you feel quite happy now to just play a little bit of possession, the 20-point margin gives them a little bit of comfort. Picking off the uncontested marks now. May back to Salem. Herculean effort from the Saints with 3 down in the first quarter. I wonder how much they have left in this last 7.5 minutes. Bowie. Stephen May wanted another short one. Bowie decides enough of that. He's going to head towards Max Gawn. Big launch from behind Grundy. Tajra Woden impressive in his first game to Hunter. Ben Brown. He's taken the mark. And a difficult shot for Ben Brown. He's hard against the boundary line.
Needs to open the gate, Darson, head into about row 15.
He'll be halfway down Burke Street if he had his traditional run-up, Ben Brown.
Brings his Mikey card.
See him go the snap Stevie J style too often. He probably should do it more, judging by that. Another poster. 7 posters for the game. Good effort.
Couple for Brown. Is there something extraordinary still within this St Kilda side that's already shown great resolve? Howard, awkward kick, superb mark by Steele. His 7th possession. To his ball-winning best tonight in the pack. Sharman couldn't take it. Jones, Wood. Jones again, back to Wood. Feeds it forward, Caminiti. Hammered, big bump. Square in the back from Salem. No free kick. Salem involves himself again, throwing his body around. I understand it's okay to bump, but that did look square in the opponent's back.
He actually looked after him a little bit, Nico, to be honest with you. He came around the side and
didn't hit him with all his body weight, did he, Darcy?
Viney and Steele. Well done, Jack Steele. He's been brilliant. The St Kilda skipper in his 150th game to half forward. May again. It's just incredible how well he reads the play. Gresh has been paid the mark. It must have been just the required journey. This might just keep the door alive here for the Saints. 14-10 coming into tonight. Jade Gresham kicked the goal in the first term. Got to kick it for St Kilda. They've been brave tonight. What can Gresham do? Floats it up and gets it home. They refuse to go away, the Saints. Well done, Jade Gresham. They have lost no admirers tonight, St Kilda. Fighting it out right to the end. 5 minutes remaining, 15 points. We've seen sides win from here before.
Well, with 5 minutes to go, 15 points the difference. You've just got to get speed on the game. St Kilda have got to throw everything at the ability to get the ball forward, even if it's messy and it starts at this centre clearance. Keep the ball in motion.
Gone. A tumble punt forward. Viney attacked it. Goes without saying. Wanganeen-Milera, Sinclair, Wood. Wanganeen-Milera again. To Steele, just hangs on. Works it forward to Billings. Thinks about Filippo, goes longer than that. Caminiti comes up. 60 from goal. Could they find another here, the Saints? Back with a flight. Owens, free kick holding. Melbourne free kick. McVie was being kept out of the play. It's right in front of the St Kilda cheer squad. And they are venting.
A few despondent Saints fans close in our area as well. They are not happy with that at all. They felt like that was the goal that was keep them alive. Have a look, Joe. What do we think?
Jack, over the line, over the line.
It's the jumper being pulled. The umpire sees and pays. Anytime they see a player with a fistful of jumper like that in that motion, they will pay the free kick. And by the letter of the law, it is a free kick.
He just overplayed his hand. Simon Goodwin, you don't see Goody animated too often, but he's not quite happy at the moment. He knows it's still a live game. Jack Steele straight up the middle of the ground. Good launch at it. Nearly the mark taken by Sharman. A snap from Owens to the goal square. Oh, it bounced the wrong way. It came back into play, and that is a heartbreaker.
What is it about St Kilda and bad bounces that have been costly throughout its history? Brayshaw to the wing. Melksham worked his way to the front. At the back, Webster, Wilkie, Crouch, Wanganeen-Milera. St Kilda playing like a team that thinks it can still win this.
Good kick.
Filippo comes out.
Geez, ball use is so impressive, Wanganeen-Milera. We know that that was one of his strengths coming in from his draft group, but he just chooses the right option time and time again.
First season of AFL football, Mateus Filippo. Kick left all the way. Melbourne will have the ball.
played every game in his debut year, Mateus Filippo. Looks to be a great recruit for the Saints. We were sensing that a long kick is the option. Marshall from behind, Max Gawn in front.
Stand.
Been a great battle between the big men tonight.
Move it on. Play on.
Max wants to pound this one long and get a contest down the line. Howard's been good. You can see straight away. They've got to get it moving. They pinch a late one here. Jack Sinclair.
Steals free.
Beautiful kick too. Look at that. Did not break stride, Jack Steele. Owens provided the lead. The kick just a little too high. Last little bit of connection that's been hard tonight.
Just slightly broken down, haven't they? They're inside 50s, and that's the youth of this group. They'll get better the more footy they play together.
Knocked back towards the boundary line. Marshall and Gawn pursue it. Steele another possession, perhaps. No. Brayshaw picked him off. And 50 metres as that ball was not returned on the full. So as much as we've talked about the gallant nature of the St Kilda performance, Melbourne has still absorbed everything St Kilda has thrown its way. The Saints lead the contested possession count by 11, which is no mean feat against this Melbourne side. On the contested possession count against their opposition in the past 7 games, the D's. Hunter's kick towards Brown, can't take the mark. Windhager, Sinclair, Howard, Salem, drop the mark, able to get it out towards the boundary.
And it's testament to the way in which Melbourne play. They force you to, because they defend so well and they can absorb a lot of pressure, they cannot be playing as well as your opposition and still be in the game or winning the game, because they just are so hard to kick scores against.
Brayshaw well tackled by Crouch. Here's Viney doing some more heavy lifting in the absence of Clayton Oliver. Windhager, nice bit of dash from Windhager, and then that was a well-executed kick. Crouch looking for a corridor ball. He's going to take it to Wanganeen-Milera. Cozzy from behind. Picked up by Alex Neal-Bullen. Pretty smart kick. He spotted Ben Brown, who got a little bit bamboozled by that one. Chance now, though, an open forward 50, and Jake Melksham is going to link up with Petrarca, who's eyeing off goal number 4. And look at the Saints, they are completely out on their feet, understandably. They have not had rotations and battled really hard. There's Jack Steele. Christian Petrarca able to take the full allotment of time. Chance to equal his career high of 4 goals, and look at that, shaped it beautifully. 4 goals for the track, and the D's are going to rack up win number 10 as Clayton Oliver looks on with a little smile. Petrarca with a equal career best 4.
He's had a night, Job.
Yeah, he has. I think the way in which the game's unfolded, they really have won it off the back of their ability to defend, and Stephen May's been the catalyst to that. The most influential player on the ground for Melbourne.
Is he part of the answer, Joe, to play more forward? 20 disposals, 4 goals tonight, Christian Petrarca. You know you want him in the centre, but he's a pretty hard matchup forward of the footy as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be a nightmare of a matchup, and you know that one-on-one he's going to be able to beat his opponent 80–90% of the time.
Gawn hacks it clear. Hunter back with the flight. Sharman attempts to spoil. Wanganeen-Milera had a huge night. Hunter goes and wins it, slung as he gets his hand pass clear.
Insufficient intent.
One final free kick before the final siren. Melbourne absorbs everything St Kilda, a depleted St Kilda, throws at it to strengthen its place in the AFL's top four.
It's a grand old flag, it's a high-flying flag, it's the emblem for me and for you. It's the emblem of the team we love, the team of the red and the blue. Every mark beats true for the red and the blue, and we sing this song to you. Should all acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the red and the blue.
So the Demons chalk up their 10th win of the season. The D's were 4th, the Saints were 5th. It means Melbourne is a game clear inside the top four. And Shane Woden handing the baton over as his son Taj makes a winning debut. Dale Thomas.
Down here with the man who played game 150 tonight. Christian, congratulations on the milestone.
Thanks, mate. It's good to finish it off with a win.
You've had some injuries throughout your career. It must be nice to finally get to the milestone.
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's been a few ups and downs along the way, but it's all part of the journey. Wouldn't change it for anything, so I'm grateful to get there.
Tonight was a really strong performance from St Kilda, but equally matched by you boys down back. Saw a lot of ball coming your way, but you held up. You must be super proud of that.
Yeah, credit to them. They're a good forward half team, and the scoreboard was pretty close, and it's good just to get the arm wrestle our way.
We had a bit of a joke about it at half-time about the accuracy. Good to see the boys continued on 12-7 instead of 5-15 like last week.
Makes a difference, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's a good step forward. We're looking to keep chipping away at our game, and that's probably one area that we need to keep working on. So we're looking forward to get that out of the way and get ready for next week.
Congratulations, mate, on the milestone and the win.
Thanks, mate.
Christian Salem, 24 disposals tonight for him in Melbourne's 21-point win. There is Max King on screen, and no one in the game wants to see an emerging key for the young, emerging star of the competition sidelined again with another bout of a shoulder injury. Back to you, Dale.
Down here with Taj Woden on debut tonight. Congratulations, mate. How did you find it out there?
Yeah, pretty good actually. Definitely quicker than VFL, but yeah, it was good to get the win with the boys. So
spoke to your dad during the game. He said he was very nervous. How was your nerves coming into this one?
Wasn't too bad. Kind of been in and around it last couple of weeks, so it was good to kind of get it off the track and get into it. So yeah, I felt pretty good.
You had a good look at goal in the last quarter. It must have looked good because I was keeping an eye on you and you're halfway off with the celebration.
Yeah, I was actually kind of going towards the crowd. I thought it was going to go in, but it kind of faded. So, but no, it was good. The boys got around me, so yeah.
You've been working hard, toiling away in the VFL for a lot of it. Now get your opportunity. Do you think that sort of time there has prepared you really well at the top level now?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think the coach has held me in good stead, kind of working on my game and getting it all spick and span ready for AFL. So yeah, it was good.
Well, congratulations on your first win and all the best for a long career.
Congratulations to the debutants. Well, the Saints, they put up one hell of a fight this evening under the lid at Marvel Stadium, but it's Melbourne by 21 points to remain in 4th spot on the ladder. Welcome to Super Saturday post-game on Fox. Thanks to Kia, Dermot Brereton, Brad Johnson. Well, after a week of external noise and a lot of attention on Melbourne, that was a pressure-relieving win, no doubt.
They got the job done, didn't they? They got the 4 points. They got the ball through the actual sticks, Bradley. That helps. And that's brilliant, and we love it when a real contender, well, they're both real contenders, but a heavyweight contender can start to put some good footy together. I thought this was more about St Kilda. I thought they were pretty good, and Ross won't be satisfied with that. He'll look at the times they went forward and fluffed their lines and just didn't get the right execution to advantage. But some of the things that happened for them in the second half, they lost by 8 points. Their defence had to contend with 14 extra inside 50s compared to what they were doing. So their defence actually stood up pretty well. Overall, true shots at goal, because we look at we add up the points and the goals and we say that's how many shots. A lot of them get rushed. St Kilda had 16 bona fide shots at goal. Melbourne had 17. So they were what Melbourne were last week. Not as bad for only 5 goals, but they just couldn't get the ball through the sticks. Look at that, they're 18 to 19 there, so a couple of them are rushed, obviously, as I say. So they weren't that far off, Bradley.
No, they weren't. They played well. Their pressure was good. That's what they'll take away from the aspect of... And similar to the Bulldogs last night, they're just a rung below the very best, 4 best teams in the competition, and that's just where St Kilda sit at the moment. Like, they'll be competitive, they'll be able to fight it out, but can they actually do enough over 4 quarters to beat Melbourne, Brisbane, Collingwood or Port Adelaide? Probably not just at the moment.
We are probably going to disagree on this one, but May was superb. We agree on that.
Yep.
And King went off. Now, who knows? King could have brained him. He could have done something remarkable. But I really liked the fact that St Kilda's forward line was uncertain for everyone. Sure, May got in there, but they took more marks in their forward end than Melbourne did, which said to me that sometimes they were actually spearing the ball into other parts where Maisie wasn't. When they were under pressure, they had to hoik it up. Maisie goes, oh, I'll lick your lips, get in under it, because he's so good at it. It's hard to work out, and I know he's such a good player, King, it's hard to work out whether it truly hindered them or gave them a different look, because this is the look they had in the first 4 rounds of the year when they didn't have King. And they were going really well. It's an uncertain look, I know that, and Maisie played really well, but it's hard to equate it and bank it against each other, you know, the two scenarios. Of course, you always want King out there, but it kind of threw something different at Melbourne. I mean, they gave up, what, 10, 11 marks inside 50?
Yeah, they did.
Even though May marked it a lot in the back half.
It's a big win for Melbourne, a team that hasn't kicked more than 8 goals in a game since round 11, and tonight they've kicked 12 goals, 7. They will take that and they'll take these 4 points as well. Another victory for the Demons. Let's listen to the song.
Hey, come on. Red old flag, it's a high-flying flag. It's the emblem for me and for you. It's the emblem of the team we love. Team of the red and the blue. Every heart beats true for the red and the blue. As we sing a song to you, or we sing should all the great tents be from up. Keep your eye on the red and the blue.
So a 21-point victory for the Demons tonight over the Saints. They moved to 10-6 after 17 rounds. And we haven't even spoken about Christian Petrarca, boys.
He was super.
Equal career best. 4 goals tonight. Spent a lot more time up forward and, well, it worked.
A lot more time, Kath. And it did work with his goal output, his competitiveness up around that. And for each quarter, apart from the second quarter, first, third and fourth, it was about 20 minutes forward, about 4 or 5 through the midfield. So that's a big shift. Second quarter was a little bit different, where it was shifted the other way, about 15, 16 minutes compared to about 6 forward.
He could have been this player last week. He just couldn't kick it through the goals.